Students, today we are going to start out with second chapter, the sound of music. So here in this chapter we have got two parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1, it's related to Evelyn. So here Evelyn Glennie, she is a young girl, and at a very young age she loses her hearing capability, and then afterwards how she fought with her disability and how she was capable of winning the world. So this is the story where we'll be getting some motivation. So it's a motivational story. And then the second part is having Bismillah Khan's autobiography. So how he spent his life to become a great musician. So part 1 and part 2 both are separate, and this chapter is very interesting. So let's have fun while reading. So here the story begins in the way: rush hour, crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. So here it is the situation where the Evelyn is on railway station. So it's a crowded railway station. Rush hour, crowds jostle. So jostle means push regularly, roughly, and for the position of underground train platform. So here Evelyn is on the underground platform, and she was standing over there in the crowd where she was pushing, where the passengers were pushing each other, as there was crowd, so passengers were pushing each other to get the position. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years. So here when she was of 17 years, this story starts when she was in 17 years, and then though she was of 17 but she was looking very young, was nervous and excited as she felt the vibration of approaching train. Now she is not able to hear. So in the beginning of the story we don't know that situation. We just know that Evelyn, she was she was a girl of 17 years, and here she was excited to get the feeling. She was getting the vibration of the approaching train as she was on railway station. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. So here it was very exciting for her to be on the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. She got admission over there and she was visiting that place. So it was very exciting for her. Now daunting, underline this, daunting means frightening. But this aspiring musicians faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. So what was the challenge for her? She was deaf. So this was the challenge faced by her. Though she was deaf, but her dream was to become a musician. So how difficult it will be for a musician to compose some music notes without hearing. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. So here the mother noticed it, and the hearing loss was gradual. That is, by birth she was not having, and it was gradual. The mother is remembering that, how she noticed when she was of 8 years old and she was playing piano. They called her name and she didn't move. The mother was calling her to play, but she was not responding. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glennie. For quite a while Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. So here generally if the kid is facing certain problem, they will try to hide it from everyone. They feel it to be shy to be known. So the same thing was with Evelyn also. So here the father accepted that we called her name, but she was unable to answer. And when she was not this the first time they noticed, and then gradually there was hearing loss, and she was hiding from everyone. She was hiding from her friends also, and even she was hiding from teachers also. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated, and her headmistress urged her parents to take her too. So here her marks started decreasing day by day. So when she was of 8 years old, so it was obvious that if you are unable to hear, will not be able to concentrate in the class. The same thing happened with girl also. She was not able to concentrate, she was not able to get the explanation, she was only looking on the things but she was not able to get them, and she was hiding from everyone, and there was gradual decrease in the marks in her test. And finally the headmistress of the school called her parents to take her. Okay, as the teachers now started noticing something is going wrong with the girl and she must be taken somewhere else. So here headmistress told her she must be taken to a specialist. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage, and she was having a nerve damage and it was impaired, means it was workless now. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to school for deaf. Now the specialist advised the parents that she should be fitted with hearing aids, as she is not able to hear normally now, so some aids must be fitted, and then finally she should be sent to deaf schools. But everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. So now mother is saying like it was like completely dark for them. So as they were not able to accept that, generally it is very difficult position for the parents, or difficult situation for the parents to accept that their kids are suffering from something or some disability is there. So the mother said like everything went black in front of them. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. But Evelyn was a determinative child. She wanted to pursue, that is, she wanted to continue her learning. Okay, she wanted to continue her learning of music and she wanted to be a musician only. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone. So xylophone, you might have seen the instrument. So it is generally used by like when there is a chorus music competition or some music shows will be there the people will be using this xylophone. Even in the textbook you can see the diagram over here. So finally she saw that the girl was playing xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. And finally Evelyn did now finalize that what is her interest in music. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes, so he is the person who is the who is having the main leading role in her life. So this percussionist means the expert in music, like stretched skin music instruments. So here a person who plays the drum, tabla, they are called percussionist. So Ron Forbes spotted her potential. When the teacher saw her, he can notice some potential, some talent in this girl, Evelyn. So he began by tuning two large drums to different notes, and he said that he is going to take care of the girl and he will make sure that she will be able to learn all kind of music. And finally for this he planned to play two drums. He took the two drums of large drums of different notes, and then he advised the girl, don't listen through your ears. So as he was knowing that she is unable to hear anything, so the teacher, music teacher, advised her not to listen through the ears. He would say, try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. So now the Evelyn is remembering how the teacher advised her, or how he encouraged her by saying that there is no need to hear the music with ears, you can feel it in some other sense. Suddenly, now the Evelyn is saying, suddenly I realized I could feel the higher drum from the rest up and lower one from the rest down. So here she realized that she is able to hear half of the like high note music from upper half and the low one from the lower half. Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in her different parts of the body. So here finally the teacher started repeating the exercise by giving her music classes. Even the girl noticed that she could hear half of the portion from upper half, like she can feel the sound from her body parts. I had learned to open my mind and body to sound and vibrations. Now the Evelyn is saying that now she learned to open her mind and body to hear the sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. And she finally added that if you want to become something, it is that our hard work and determination. Determination means how we are planning, how determined we are, how strong we are. If we plan something to be, at any cost I am going to do this, even the universe also will be supporting us to do that. So thus finally she determined and her hard work made her to learn music. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16 she had decided to make music her life. She started when she was of 11 years, where she was going to the academy, and finally now she is at the 16 where she is one of the greatest musician, and she toured the most of the United Kingdom parts with her youth orchestra team. And finally she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest mark in the history of the academy. And she auditioned also, and finally she was a topper. And she gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performance. Now she was, in the beginning she was in orchestral work where the team members were there with her, and finally now she shifted to give solo performance, single performance. At the end of her 13-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. So here she totally took 13 years of course, and in that 13 years of journey she got many prestigious awards. Most of the awards she got also. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. Though she achieved all kind of awards, but still she is not like having egoism or self-proud. She is not feeling that to be heroic achievement. If you work hard and know when you are going, you will get there. So this is a very important sentence. What was her sentence? If you work hard, like hard work, here the hard work is given importance. If you work hard and know where you are going, then you will get there. Means whatever you want to achieve, it's definite you are going to get it. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some thousands instruments. She started with only xylophone. Now she got the mastery of thousands of music instruments. And hectic international schedule. She was now became a busy musician where she was getting many shows, and she was getting many schedules. Even she was having a hectic schedule where she was not getting a leisure time to spend out. See how she started, where everything was black, like nothing can happen in her world, but she fought with that. It was her strong determination, where she is now the busiest person of the world, where she was giving many solo performance, not even a single instrument. Now she is having mastery in thousands of instruments, though she was deaf. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn functions so effortlessly without hearing. So when we see that, that is intriguing, that is fascinating and curious when we see that how a person can manage without seeing, without hearing. She is unable to hear, but when she performs, nobody will come to know that she is giving the music shows without hearing. In our 2 hours discussion, she never missed a word. Men with busy beards give me trouble. She laughed. So now here one more sentence she added. So this is an interview is going on where she was discussing about her journey, and she remembers that the man with bushy beard gave her lot of trouble, and she was laughing. So who is this man? He is the person who taught her music. Not just watching the lips, it's the whole face, especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. So now she is a Scottish. So she is speaking in that assent, and then she was just looking on the lips, not the complete face, as she was knowing the lip movement. She is unable to hear what the person was asking. Through the lip reading, she was replying. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says, but that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese, as she was having world tour we had in the beginning of the story. Now, though she was a Scottish, but she can now speak French also and Japanese also. And then that too, like she was not explaining how she managed to learn it, but she is mastered in those two languages also. As for music, all this she was giving in her interview as the interview is going on, and she says that how she lost her hearing by the age of 11 and she remembers everything. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. Now music is life for her. So what she is saying, it is poured in every part of her body. That is, it is everywhere in her body. It tingles in the skin. So tingle means it is causing slight pricking or stinging sensation. Tingling, like when we move any string of the musical instrument, that is a tingling sound. So whole body is working like a music instrument. See here, her whole body is tingled in music. That is every part, like skin or cheekbones, and even in my hair. So music is everywhere in her body. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up and stick into her fingertips. Even when she is playing xylophone, she feels that the music is passing through her body and it is on the fingertips. By leaning against the drum, she can feel the resonance flowing into her body. Resonance means when drum is struck, it will produce like round sounds as the sound is passing. Okay, when the sound passes, sound has the property of vibration. When something vibrates, sound is produced. So here, when the drum is beaten, then its stretched skin will produce vibration, and that skin is touched to her body. She can feel the vibration or the resonance through her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibration pass through her bare feet and up her legs. So whenever she gives any music shows, she remove her shoes on the stage, on the platform, as to get the vibration through her feet, so that she can feel the vibration and she can hear the music. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audience. In 1919, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. So this is in 1991 she was presented with. It is one of the prestigious award, and this she gets for the solo performance. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. So this is when a person wins in the life. We get lot of appreciation from everyone. So now the master is saying, now James Blade is saying that though the God has taken her hearing, but she got some extra talent, extraordinary talent. That is, many times we hear that when something is taken out, we get the sixth sense or some other senses will become active. Thus, for Evelyn, it is like her sensation of the skin got activated or the other organs got activated, which she became a great musician. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. She has the feeling far deeply than us. We cannot feel the music, but she can feel the music. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. As she can feel the music, that's why she is expressing it beautifully. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. I have just got to work. So here, workaholic, that is a person who finds it difficult to stop. Now the Evelyn is saying that she is having working fever, like she always want to continue with her work only. I have just got to work. often harder than classical musician, but the rewards are enormous. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She is not only having paid concerts, she is having free concerts also, where she go for the people to entertain in the prisons and hospitals. Also give free concerts in the prisons and hospitals. She also give high priorities to classes for young musicians. Even now she is a teacher where she is giving classes to musicians also. Ambrichland and Beethoven fund for deaf children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. So now she is like an inspiration for the deaf children who loses complete hope in their life. Then see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. Okay, she got more. What the twice of her age people get, like when she was in 16 years, we read like she got the award, that the highest prestigious award. Though she was a younger, but she is beyond her age. She had brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look to her and say, if she can do, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. So here, the finally like, she is a inspiration to the deaf people or the disabled people or handicapped one who loses their hope and they want to end up their life. But though she was in deep struggle, but she fought with everything and she became one of the great person. So this is like inspiration where even the normal people also can get and can work. Only the thing we should have in our life is the determination. We should plan for something, we should be strong and we should be determined for that. Then everything we can achieve in our life. So goal setting is important, along with that hard work is important. This is proved by Evelyn. Though the disability, but everything can be won if we are strong, determined. And here in this way the part 1 of this sound of music gets over, and it was presented by Dobra Kolev. So hope everyone understood it. So wait for the next video where I'll be explaining part 2.